Anytime I talk about that issue, I get so emotional. So emotional. Because, I mean, imagine you taking care of people, providing hope for people, and in the midst of that, your wife calls you to tell you this is what is happening to us. We've not eaten. There were times when she would call me, honey, we need money. We don't have food to eat. But then I go to a place and I realize, okay, this community needs a gutter. They need something. It's two things. Am I supposed to feed my kids? I'm supposed to feed my community. But trust me, they've made me what I am. So I would have to attend to them first. And then the little left, I'll bring you home.
So, in a way, you're split in half.
Yeah.
Who do you choose?
Is
Who's
it
more important?
family or constituency?
Or
Yes.
constituency?
But my wife would always tell me, as for you, you choose your people over I and your children. Because she knows how much I love them.
How does it make her feel?
No, she's always okay. I mean, she's been very supportive. Very supportive. There are times when she'll go like, okay, honey, give me this money. I want to save this money. Because if I don't save it, you will misuse it. I give it to her to save, and then maybe after 2 weeks, when you ask her for the money, she will tell you, Charlie, that people were suffering, so I had no option. I've sent it to them. So she understands, and it's a calling. It's a calling from God. And God has a reason for calling I and my wife, and we see what we're doing as a charity organization. We see it as showing love, showing care, showing concern. So, I mean, basically, that's it.
Did it ever cross your mind that you were making a mistake once you realized that the landlord came to evict your family out of the house? Did you ever have something in mind like, I think I should just stop this whole thing and just make sure that my family is okay and provide for them?
I would be a blatant liar if I told you I didn't feel like quitting along the line. Because, I mean, I'm human. No matter how much, you love someone and you want to sacrifice for the person, if the conditions are not really favoring you, you might want to give up. But, I mean, through it all, I mean, there were times when I felt like giving up. But when I felt like giving up, the people that gave me a reason to keep on. They gave me a reason to continue fighting. It's been difficult, but I never felt I made a mistake. I don't believe in mistakes. There is nothing called a mistake. You grow, so you learn from each stage of your life. So you're just supposed to, sometimes you need to sit as a human being, reflect on what you've been able to do, see what you've been able to achieve, look at the merits and demerits. Never ever see a demerit as a mistake. No. If it's not meant to happen, it won't happen. I mean, initially, in 2016, when I lost the election, well, I felt I made a mistake by going into politics because here you were, man, very wealthy. You had more than 3 road constructions, you had 3 construction companies, and you were doing absolutely well. I mean, you didn't have to go paying anyone's fees. You didn't have to go providing for any family. You didn't have to go providing healthcare for anybody. I mean, it was just yourself and your family. And what you had was more than enough. So when I lost in 2016, I felt, did I make a mistake? But, I mean, growing up, learning, putting myself together, starting all over, I realized, no, I never made a mistake. It's just that sometimes the timing is not right. So when the timing is not right, God will just let you go through a process, and when it is time is right, He gives you whatever He has to give you. If I had given up in 2016, I wouldn't have been here today. I didn't give up. In 2016, I had more than enough to do my campaign and everything, and just when you didn't have. I remember when they called me and told me the party had opened up nominations for the picking up of forms, and it was 2,500 cedi. That day I had just about 1 cedi, 50 pesos, and I was going to buy curry, and we needed, is it salt or something? So I went to a friend's house to take the salt. Then I went to buy the guy. So imagine you having 1 cedi, 50 pesos, and they call you that they've opened nominations for you to contest as a member of Parliament. I mean, it was difficult. Started calling friends, talking to friends. We were able to raise 1,000. It was 11,500. We had 2 days to the closing of nomination. We did everything we could. Spoke to friends, people you wouldn't even talk to. You know, sometimes you get so desperate to an extent that you even want to stop cars and beg them if they can help you. I've gone through all that process. You know, I went through all that process. By God's grace, I was able to raise the 2,500. We bought the phones. Now I was supposed to pay 25,000 cedi. If it took you 2 weeks to raise 2,500, then imagine how long it would take you to at least be able to raise 25,000. But trust me, I never gave up. I did everything I could, and today here I am.